faced with so many situations. You have things going on that may be outside the court. You might have situations with your teammates or the team going on and you can't really speak on. And then I just got to a place where I couldn't trust nothing or nobody. So it's like, I'm not going to say nothing, do nothing. And then that was a problem too, because now other people are speaking for me.
Damn. There was also a similar scenario where I believe it was the owner of the Houston Rockets. He had said something like free Taiwan or something like that. And the NBA has massive business deals with the government of China. And of course, China, they say Taiwan is not independent. It's not free. It's actually not even called Taiwan. It's Chinese Taipei, and it's ours, right? They're in this weird, like, semi-autonomous, semi-independent type zone. Like, that's how Taiwan functions. And so you had, like, the owner of the Houston Rockets, I believe, said free Taiwan or something like that. And then very similar thing happened where he had to, like, come out and apologize, and it was, like, this big scandal because the NBA was fearful that, like, this like multi-billion-dollar deal that they have with the government of China, that like that's going to fall through. So you can't ruffle feathers. You can't say anything that pisses off China. And like, look, this is the business world, right? This is the business world. It has nothing to do with morality. It has nothing to do with ethics. It has nothing to do with justice and doing what's right and saying what's right, or just even saying what you feel. It's like you got to walk on eggshells to appease all your business partners, right? And my guess is, the reason why Free Palestine crosses a line to these people is because you have a lot of people, like Commissioner Silver is probably a massive Zionist, right? And so when he sees Free Palestine, in his mind, he changes it and interprets it as some anti-Semitic saying, right? And so you can't say that because it's anti-Semitic. My guess is that that's what they would say. If the state government of Texas, your agents, your own foundation, and the commissioner of the NBA are calling you to say you're not allowed to say that, that is wild, bro. Because look, even if these people are big Zionists and they love Israel or whatever, who cares? Why should that be a big deal? And again, it probably is because they feared, with him saying that, maybe they'll lose sponsorship deals with companies where you have the owner of a given company is a massive Zionist. And so if somebody says Free Palestine, they don't want to do business with somebody who says Free Palestine. So it's like, everybody shut up, say nothing. And this was before the genocide. The crazy thing is, now during the genocide, it's probably even more restrictive. Like, you would think, since there's a genocide going on, now saying Free Palestine is probably less controversial because people are like, of course, look, babies are getting bombed. This is crazy. If anything, it's probably the opposite. Then now it's like they're really sensitive about it. So if you say it, they're like, how dare you? And then they would cut off business ties like that. And so it's just dirty, man. Like, that's just some dirty ass shit. It's just dirty. So, and I always hated the idea, like, so the NBA is this giant league. So many people are employed by the NBA. Do you really think you can and should be able to police the thoughts and the speech of everybody that's part of it? Like, I get it. If you have somebody, take John Morant, for example, he's gotten in like some legal trouble and done some stuff where, like, you know, the league is like sort of annoyed with him and they suspended him a few times, dancing with guns and shit. Like they're okay. I get it. You don't want this to be the face of the league. You want to keep a relatively clean image so that kids can watch the product, etc. Like, I get it from a business perspective, but at the same time, saying something like Free Palestine is not that. There's nothing dirty about it. There's nothing wrong about it. It's trying to raise awareness on an important issue, and it's weird. So they allow you to lean into whole Black Lives Matter stuff, right? They're fine with the whole racial justice angle, although there was a time in the past where they probably wouldn't have been fine with that. But they evolved on the racial justice angle. Okay, if you guys want to say Black Lives Matter and wear the shirts that have a political message, that's fine. But here's another political message, Free Palestine, and that's not allowed. And it just goes to show you, man, look, don't take my word for it. You go look at the laws. There are states in this country where you cannot criticize Israel lest you lose whatever government check you were getting. So in this country, you are legally allowed to try to boycott this country, but you're not allowed to boycott Israel. I mean, what does that say? What does that say? That's disturbing. That is so disturbing. Anti-BDS laws, it's gross. It's super gross. So, they came after him, and then he whipped into shape, and he never said anything like that again. And he said, I almost got kicked out of the league simply for saying Free Palestine. God, man. The thought now the age I am, doing what I've been doing for so long, the thought of having like a single boss above me who's trying to control what I say, oh my God, I just wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, technically, since I'm on YouTube and YouTube is part of Google, like there are technically bosses, but I don't know them. I've never talked to them, never heard from them, etc. But like to have an actual boss over your head saying, hey, you can't say that. Hey, you can't do that. Hey, that's unfair. Hey, you cross a line. It's like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? It goes back to what Chomsky said about how capitalism functions. Capitalism is talked about as if like it brings freedom to everybody. It's actually the exact opposite. Under capitalism, if you have an individual company or corporation, that individual company or corporation is effectively a dictatorship. And like you have no rights underneath the executive, and they have no rights underneath the owner, and what the owner says goes. And so economically, we basically have dictatorships in this country. Politically, you get to go vote and pick your leaders, etc. But economically, everybody works in like a mini dictatorship. And so this is what that looks like in practice. This is what that looks like. An NBA superstar saying free Palestine and then almost getting kicked out of the league and causing a massive scandal. So if we actually, that's the thing, right? Like free speech is defined as, okay, well, the government can't restrict your speech. The government can't lock you up for saying something that's unpopular or whatever. That's great. But we actually don't have free speech in this country because what we do is economically, your boss or the owner of the company that you work for, they could take away all your free speech rights. You could lose your livelihood because you say the wrong thing, because you express an opinion that they don't agree with. Does anybody think that that's enlightened? Does anybody think that that's reasonable? No, it's tyrannical is what it is. And so, you know, he learned the hard way. I guess we don't have free speech in this country. That's right. On the economic front, you don't. And I wish we could change that. I wish we could change that because the message of free Palestine is correct, especially now, given the situation on the ground. How many times has the U.S. sent more money and more weapons as Israel has carpet-bombed innocent civilians? If there was ever a time where it was obvious that free Palestine is correct, it's obviously now. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.